Greetings, beautiful soul family. Welcome to this moment with me. I'm going to pull a few cards for the collective, just a little energy check-in, a little energy update. We just moved through the Lionsgate portal, and whether or not you believe in such things, I figured if enough people are thinking about it and calling it a thing, then it's become a thing. So we might as well honor it, right? I feel like with these portals and gateways and things like that, we have opportunities to make really big shifts in our lives, really big changes. We have the opportunity to look back at things that we have moved through in the past segment of time and project into our future nows what we would like to experience. So I just wanted to take this moment and do a little shuffling. I'm going to use this archetype deck from Kim Krans. First, to draw a couple of cards, I like to call in the highest vibrational love, light, energies in service to the all that is, the highest qualified spirit guidance teams and angels to help us receive the highest messages for the collective that will tune in to this message in any future now moments. Time is not linear, so whenever you tune into this will be the time, the perfect moment. Whoop. The castle. Pearls keep coming up in my reality. The pearl of great wisdom, the pearls of truth. Let's read about the castle. Hope you're all doing wonderful. Blessings to all of your endeavors and projects, all of your friends and family. May they be blessed. Let's see. There we go. Okay. The castle. It's no wonder fairy tales tell of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, ornate wonders, and lavish adornments, yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. This card points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly and literally home, or position that project the image of achievement, while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. The castle can be a motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel toward, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long. It also says, if this card appears with the king, the queen, or the maiden, know that you're entering into a long-standing family dynamic that includes property and power. Notice how castles are designed to keep things out. They defend, they separate. It is likely there's a connection and community beyond its walls that will revitalize you. Very interesting. Yeah, so what are we holding on to too tightly? Materially, people, places, things. What is it that we are holding on to and, quite possibly strangling the life force out of? I've been working on a project lately with someone of decluttering and letting go of many things, and that's a challenging process for anyone, especially if there's emotional ties to these things, or people or places. It's very challenging to let go, but we literally carry around energy from all of these things, places, scenarios, people, in our fields, even if we're not looking at it and it's like in that junk drawer, or it's like up in the back of the closet, where nobody is, seeing it. It still exists in our field, and therefore it's a part of our subconscious. I was doing some pretty deep cleansing of this place, and I was looking at it as external symbolism of my deepest, underworld subconscious, and cleaning out the dirt, dusting it out, just opening up the windows, letting it all out, and just really taking the time to honor that process of diving into the shadowy parts where we keep everything hidden, under the bed, And I used to think as a teenager, what a cool, thing to be able to do. Mom comes in and says, hey, clean your room, and you're just like, and put everything under the bed. But then, as I started to mature a little bit, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm sleeping on top of all that shit? I wonder what that does to my sleep state, And maybe nothing, but I'm very energetically sensitive at this point, as I know many of us are. And that's why feng shui and things like that come into play, because what is visually, aesthetically pleasing to our eye and organized, and, everything has its place and maybe is even beautiful, we are calmer in our mind. Things feel good. We feel more emotionally stable when places look neat and orderly and clean. So anyway, that's very cool. I'm gonna pull one more of these, and then, oh, I love it when they pop out. And guess what? The Queen. What did it say? If it comes out with the Queen or the King, then there are family matters. I'm gonna read that little line one more time. It was on 149. I love when that happens. So neat. Okay, let's see here. Okay, it says, if this card appears with the King or Queen or Maiden, know that you're entered into long-standing family dynamics that include property and power. So, let's read the Queen. Okay. Like her counterpart, the King, the Queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the King is the ego, the Queen is the expression of the ego in the world. She is the lotus's bloom, the dancer's bow, the moon's radiant reflection. When the Queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and Goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the Queen, is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal Queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. I love that. It's the embodiment of grace, courage, resolve, and stillness. And then its more shadowy aspect is vain, wrathful, self-righteous, and demanding. The Queen does not accept the hand of the prince, but claims the throne, knowing the King draws near. She is a magnet for the fully embodied masculine and entertaining nothing less. So, the Queen symbolizes, confidence, regality, taking care of those around us, being in our regal nature, in our confident nature, and recognizing that even though we may have many things, these are not our true treasures. Our true treasures are within our heart. They're the God-given things that make up our virtue, that make up who we are as divine beings here on the planet. And to not hold on too tightly to the things in our castle as if those are who we are. And, having gone through an experience recently myself of losing something physical that I thought was this tool of, we'll say, exit from one version of reality into a more preferred reality. This tool, I put a lot of power into. I looked at it as the thing, and it was going to be the thing. And then the universe was like, okay, that's you. That's where your identity is. That's what you're putting your power into. Well, how about now? Taken away. And then I was being asked to go back to the basics and to see who I am without this tool, that I'd put so much value into. And it was a really challenging process. And yet I'm so happy that it happened, because it did take me back to some basics. I was doing digital artwork for a while now, and now my iPad is gone, and until I've manifested a new one, I'm working with my hands again. Like, I know you're working with your hands on digital art, but like pen, paper, markers, paintbrushes, getting into other kinds of creative projects, and the presence that's come through, and just being humbled to, yes, these things are beautiful. All of these physical things that we obtain in this reality are so beautiful, and they can be very, very amazing tools. But when they're gone, what does that do to us? Do we, lose our shit and, fall apart? Sometimes. But it's only to realize that on the other side of the fall apart that we're okay. Everything's fine. We didn't actually need that tool. And then we get to discover deeper parts of ourselves, when we get down to the bones of who we are, to the soul of who we are. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm going to shuffle a card deck that I created myself recently. Very simple, just back to the basics with some index cards and some channeled symbols that came to mind. And I'm just gonna see what comes out. Thank you, if you're still here, for being with me. I love you all so much, and I'm so grateful for any and all who tune in. What does the collective need to see at this time? Show me clearly, Spirit. What messages are here? Ooh, oh, yes. Okay. There we go. This one. Okay, I'm going to do two more. Okay. I'm going to show you this really quick. There we go. Someday I'm gonna have a stand. I actually just was given a stand, so I'm going to use it. I'm gonna learn how to set all this stuff up and use it. But anyhow, okay. So here we have the rose. Right, okay. So what I'm seeing here, and there's a rose here in this picture too. The rose has been a very, very large symbol in my reality of late. It has so much symbolism. There's so many things, but what I'm seeing right now is the rose as symbol of like romance, right? And what's coming through is like, by taking awareness back into self, away from romantic endeavors, away from, relationship, interplays with whomever, whatever kind of relationship you are in or not in, if you're together with someone or you're in separation, by just pulling back energy away from romance is going to, at this time in particular, with a very amplified energy of manifestation, really, really strong ability to manifest in this time, by pulling our thoughts and our, focus from relationships and romance, and pulling back into ourselves. We're going to be receiving some major epiphanies and ideas about creation, about things that would like to be birthed through us. This card, to me, it looks like something birthing outside of the yoni. And this is the creation, right? And so there are many things that would like to come through us in this life, many things that the universe has in store for us, and only, there are things that only I can bring into this world through my specific tone, through my specific color, flavor, whatever you want to call it. I am this incredibly unique, one-of-a-kind being, as each and every one of us are. And there are things that the universe would like to birth through us. And if we are so focused on something outside of ourselves, like the castle and the things, right? Or the romance, the relationships, the other people in our lives, and we're looking to them, for sustenance, or we're just fixated upon them, or thinking that they are going to somehow, fulfill us, make us whole. We are taking up so much space of the channel. And that channel is always connected to us and is always feeding us information and feeding us codes of awakening. And with these codes of awakening, it's like giant packets of quantum information, and within that information is instruction sets. It's instructions for what to do next, where to be next, who to meet next, what would like to be birthed into creation through creativity, through art projects, through co-creating with other people. It also allows us space to go into our moon aspect, which is the hidden, the subconscious, what we, don't see because we either don't want to, or it's just so deep down in the subconscious that we don't always have access to that information consciously. So it's just a collective message right now, and even just like this and this together kind of equal one energy to me. Spirit is just saying, to activate truly your queendom or kingdom in this reality right now, with this energy of the Lionsgate portal that we're in, which is such amplified energy of manifestation. Pull back from the things and the people and the relationships around you and go into yourself with your connection to source, and be open to receiving ideas of new creations that are wanting to be birthed through you. And also take the time to be with yourself so you can go into the subconscious realm to, see what's trying to hide in there, see what's trying to hide in your closet. And is it time to clean out the closet a little bit, to organize, to, just get rid of some stuff, Does this information hiding here serve me? Or can I defrag and get rid of that so I have more room? Because we are infinitely programmed with potential, we are being given all in all moments, and we receive this all in all moments according to what we believe we can have, should have, is okay to have, and also how much trust we have in ourselves and in source. And just allowing. And if we are running around like chickens with our heads cut off all the time, or we're just in loops of, whatever it is that we think we need to be thinking about or think we need to be doing, what room do we have for creative inspiration? Okay, a period of frustration, lessons to be learned. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. I love these cards. These are called tea leaves, if you don't know about them already. They're just cute little messages that kind of add to other messages. Deep personal strength and peace that assure success. I love that. Yeah. So overall, I just feel like this reading is guiding us back inside, lessening the focus on the outside world, the 3D, and really going into what makes us up. What are we made of? What are our values? What are our goals? What are, our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What are the shadows we're trying to hide from that could be sabotaging our dreams and creations, and are we willing to look at those things? Are we willing to lessen the grip on things and the control on things to allow the universal force to come in and guide us and show us miracles, Money and property through an inheritance, winning or windfall, to close out. And it said that with the castle and the queen too. Family and property, power. Super cool. Thank you so much, you all, for tuning in. It's a blessing to be with you and to serve in this way. I'm sending you all so much love and light always. And Lakesh.